With the recent release of Get Out, it sparked a lot of controversy with race. And the reason why it sparked so much controversy is because people had mixed reaction about it. And so, after watching this movie, I thought to myself, what would happen if I experienced this myself? And I realized I already have. In McAllen, the majority here is Hispanic, and it is a fast-growing city, so I wanted to know where this direction was going. So I interviewed a couple of my students, and I asked them a couple questions myself.
In my opinion, I think diversity doesn't matter.
It will be a little bit harder if you try to fit in, if you go to if you have a different culture, because you're used to another culture, like right now we're Hispanic.
With the first two interviews, I felt like there wasn't enough experience.
I feel like our society's gotten to a point where, it's not as big of a deal as it was before. As an individual, I'm not discriminated in any way. Although the majority of the race or culture down here is Hispanic, I feel like there is enough other cultures for me to
Get a sense?
to be educated about other cultures. I think I would, because we're all human beings in the end, and we all, for the most part, speak the same language. I feel if I go to Atlanta, they'd speak English, I'd speak English, and Ona might not be the same all the time, but I think we could get along, and everyone should get along. In the Valley, I'd say there is not a huge separation of cultures in the Valley, although there is some, as I would not want to say, but it's true. But I think we all get along. We all get along fine. That's how it should be.
After interviewing him, I thought to myself, it's just kind of odd. You see, here, I feel like people they're not desensitized to race at all. So when you hear something very insensitive to your race, it's kind of surprising to hear that, especially when I came from New Jersey, a place where there's lots of diversity and racism was inexistent. Recurring theme in each of the people I interviewed was I asked them the same exact question: do you think culture matters? And the responses for each one was no. And to me, this is kind of baffling. I really think that every person in their life should experience more than at least two cultures. And down here, the opportunity is very small. This is a very fast-growing city. In fact, one of the fastest in America. So I need to make sure that the direction we're going is a good direction. That each person will have the experience every person should have, especially with culture. Because at the end of the day, racism is still alive. And I think that in order to delete it, we each have to have our own culture. Not our own culture, but everyone's culture. Experience everyone's culture. And I think that's the only way to truly defeat the stigma of racism.